Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to jump right on in by using Painterly Paint Pot from MAC Cosmetics. I'm using a short, flat, dense brush to apply this and then the pads of my fingers to blend out, but you can use whatever you'd like. My first color today is going to be Brule by MAC, and I'm using a round Morphe brush to apply this just underneath the brow bone. Again, you can use any brush you'd like. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills color in Birkin for my crease and transition color. I'm using a MAC 217 brush and focusing most of my attention on the outer corners and working that way up and just above the brow bone to give a really nice transition color. Kylie's makeup is always neutral, so we're using a neutral color palette. You'll notice as well that I've already applied the tape to the outer corners of my eyes to help with the smoky wing line effect later. Really take your time with the blending process, it's the most important. I'm now going to go in with another color from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is Dusty Rose, and I'm going to be applying this to the corners of my eyes and blending that inward as well. You're really going to notice that I'm focusing most of my attention with this color in the actual crease area. I'm not really pulling it up and out as much as I am just in the socket of the eyeball. This is my first time using the eyeshadows from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm actually really impressed with them, more so on the actual pigments of the eyeshadows than anything. I feel like she really nailed a perfect pink brown or a perfect purple brown, but it's not just your typical neutral color, which I feel is perfect for my brides. I'm going to go in with my darkest color now, and this is Embark by MAC. I'm going to focus all of the attention on the outer corners of my eyes and really pulling that in towards the lid. I'm not pulling this up and into the eye socket as much just because I want to focus most of the dimension on the outer parts of the eye. For a more dramatic effect, or if you wanted to turn this into a nighttime look, you could always go in with a deeper color on the outer corner. I'm now going to be going in with Malt from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to be applying this with a really short, flat, dense brush. And as always, I'm just packing this onto the lid, really focusing my attention on the inner parts of the tear duct and then up into the lid. Because Kylie's signature look is a matte finish, I'm really packing that color on instead of blending it in. I'm going to go in with a round fluffy brush and just make sure that my colors don't have a start and end to them, but for the most part I'm packing that on. I'm now going in with an angled brush, and I'm going back in with that same color from MAC, Embark, and I'm just going to use that tape and kind of smudge back and forth that shadow starting from the outermost part of the eye and working my way inward. For a more natural look, I really like to use shadows as liners instead of a gel, whereas a gel or a pencil is going to give you that harsh line, but using a shadow and smudging it is going to give you more of that smoked out effect. And of course, the best part is having that tape there to use as your boundary. You don't have to worry about being nice and neat. You can really just smudge this on. I'm even using my finger here to really just give it a smoked out effect, but that tape is going to give us a nice clean line without having to worry about cleaning too much up later. So as I mentioned in the beginning of my video, this look can easily be transitioned from a daytime to nighttime look. I'm going to be showing you that step next, and I'm simply just using a black eyeshadow. I chose Corrupt from Makeup Geek TV, and I'm going to be applying that just directly over the shadow that I just laid down. I'm going to be focusing most of my attention on the wing part into the middle of the lid, but I won't be pulling this color in towards the tear duct. The best part about makeup is making it your own and toying around with different colors, so feel free to use any color scheme. You don't have to use the one that I chose. I'm now going to be removing the tape and just doing a little bit of cleanup. I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is absolutely my most favorite primer that I do own. It isn't the cheapest, but a little does go a long way. And I will say that if you use too much of it, it does have a tendency to leave a white residue behind. So just be sure you're using it in small amounts. Using my Makeup Forever HD foundation in color 125 today. Yes, this color is darker than my face, and that is because I match my foundations to my neck, as that is what's being seen. So if you're like me, where your face is lighter than your neck, be sure that when you're getting foundations, you are matching it to the neck area and not the face. To avoid any creasing or cake face effect, you want to avoid putting your foundation under your eyes and nose and chin. You can press it in with a beauty blender with the excess, but you want to avoid that area in general. For my staple concealer slash highlight, I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20, along with the MAC Prep and Prime Highlight Pen in the color Bright Forecast, I'm mixing the two on the back of my hand and applying it to my chin, blemishes, under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, and forehead to create my highlight. This is going to give me the coverage that my foundation didn't, but it's also going to give me the coverage where it's not going to crease or look cakey. I have a lot of clients that ask me how to give themselves a more youthful look or a refreshed eye look, and I always tell them that by mixing your concealer with your highlight and pulling that up and out underneath the wing part of your liner or the outer part of your eye is going to give yourself that appearance. Be sure that your concealer and or highlight is lighter than your natural skin tone. That is what is going to be needed in order for it to look up and pulled. Pressing that highlight into the skin with a damp beauty blender as always. It is personal preference, of course, on how you choose to blend in your highlight, but I will tell you that the years I've been doing makeup, I haven't found anything that works as well as a damp beauty blender. I am trying something new today. This is the Smashbox step-by-step contour kit. I'm only trying out the contour stick today, but so far I really do like it. The consistency is actually very creamy, which makes it really easy to blend. So if you're somebody that's been wanting to try out cream contour, I highly recommend this product as it's going to be easier than your other typical contour creams. I think around this point is when I realized that these were actually very creamy and easy to blend, so I decided to add more, of course, to the areas that I had already applied. Using any flat foundation brush, I'm using one from Makeup Geek TV, I'm going to blend this contour out, and you can really see here how easily this cream just blends. I mean, it's just effortlessly. I really think I may have found my new favorite contour cream. For this specific area, I just like to use the pads of my fingers to kind of blend out the contour, as a brush will be too big and spread that product out too much. Just going back in with my damp beauty blender to perfect any harsh lines that are there and to just make sure that everything is blended perfectly. To avoid any creasing, I'm going to be using the Banana and Vanilla powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and applying that directly underneath the eyes and to the areas where I applied a highlight. Another new product that I was able to try out is the new Urban Decay Naked Skin in the color Medium Light. I know I say this about everything, which is why I need to do a video on my favorites, but I really do love this powder. It literally feels like silk on your skin. It is the softest powder I have ever felt. Go to your nearest Sephora, try this stuff out, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Also, this product is awesome because it is buildable coverage, so if you're looking for just a setting powder or if you're looking for actual coverage, you can achieve both with this product. Going in with the color Fawn from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm setting my contour. I'm using a flat round brush to apply this. You can use any brush that you'd like. I have found that this one works best for me. Totally heartbroken, as you can tell, over the fact that this bronzer is almost gone. Be careful that when applying a bronzer, you're not applying it over your contour, but you are and should apply it just directly above it. The bronzer is a warm undertone where your contour should be a cool undertone, and if you mix the two together too much, you will create a muddy color. I'm now going in with the blush color Baby Don't Go by MAC, just to the balls of my cheeks. I've chosen a very neutral blush tone for today, as Kylie's makeup is always pretty natural, so I'm not going for my typical pink. Going back with that same dusty rose color from before, I'm using a pencil brush and applying this underneath my lash line, really focusing most of my attention from the outer part to the middle of the eye, but really avoiding that inner corner. Doing this is going to give the appearance of a more open eye. I'm now going to go in with the liner Graphblack from MAC. I'm applying this to my waterline, but to the top of the lashes only. You know the drill. I'm going in with my Loreal Voluminous Mascara. Totally just poked my eye out with the mascara wand. Oh my god, that burns so bad. The struggle is real, folks. Even professional makeup artists stab themselves with mascara wands. I had to refill myself doing mascara because I was going to cut that part out, but I figured I'm just going to leave it in, and so here I'm pretending to act like nothing ever happened. I believe all the Kardashians are known for their lashes, and they're really wispy and flirty, so today I chose Flutter Lash in the style Annabelle. And I'm just using some tweezers to kind of apply them and set them on top of the eye, and then I'm using my finger to kind of make sure I press them in so that they don't budge. Very carefully, and with my body completely filled with fear after the last incident, I will be applying a bottom coat of mascara to my bottom lashes. And lastly, I'm just going to be adding a tiny bit of that Graphblack liner to the corners of my bottom lash line. And that is it for the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it for you. As always, don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate your guys' support. It means everything to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Involved, it's very easy. I have to wait for the trash truck to go by. Damn you, trash truck! Success. Delete! Shit! If I put that in the bloopers, I have some serious balls.